From their match at the Kyrgios Classic to countless jabs on social media, the Nick Kyrgios and Bernard Tomic feud has been in full swing. Tomic recently posted a clip on Instagram of him playing tennis while riding a bicycle with an interesting caption, "Starting a new sport. My two favorite training combined, actually surprisingly good for coordination." Naturally, this left many people scratching their heads in confusion as to how exactly this new sport worked. But some were quick to point out that it might have potential. One person even joked, "When the Tennis Federation said, 'on your bike,' I don't think this was the intention." Kyrgios couldn't help but jump on the joke and took a dig at his rival by commenting, "Moves better moving forward like this." He wrote this under tennis journalist Ben Rothenberg's tweet about the video. This comment was met with a chorus of laughter from his followers, proving that Kyrgios still has the upper hand in this feud. It's unclear if Tomic will actually try to make bike tennis an official sport, but it certainly looks like we can expect more heat between these two tennis stars in the future. The feud between the two goes way back. It was a clash of the titans at the 2019 Kyrgios Classic as Bernard Tomic faced off against Nick Kyrgios for the first time in their careers.
In this second set, Tomic winning the first 6-3.
15 love.
Fast 4 in Sydney on Monday night.
Second set, Kyrgios to serve.
So Kyrgios will come in.
The crowd was abuzz with anticipation, but it soon became clear that this wasn't going to be your typical tennis match. Kyrgios quickly found himself down in the first set and looking to be underdone as he struggled with rhythm early on. Tomic, however, was in superb form and easily broke for a 3-1 lead. He then steamed through the set, leaving Kyrgios shaking his head. In the second set, things were looking up for Kyrgios, and it seemed like we were headed for a thrilling finish. But then, in the most unexpected moment, Tomic unleashed his weapon of choice, a between-the-leg serve. That sealed the win and left Kyrgios laughing. In true Tomic style, he had done the unimaginable. Kyrgios was in good spirits after the match and praised Tomic for his impressive comeback. "It's great to see him back out here, as I know he was going through some rough times," Kyrgios said. But little did he know, this would also be the start of a long-running feud between him and his opponent. While they haven't faced off on the tennis court since then, they've exchanged more than a few verbal jabs. Last year, Tomic offered Kyrgios over $1 million to fight him. It was a day that Nick Kyrgios fans had been eagerly awaiting for months, the potential showdown between him and Bernard Tomic. After weeks of feuding on Instagram, it seemed like the two tennis greats were finally going to put their beef to bed with a $1 million match. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case. In May of 2022, Nick Kyrgios rejected the offer from Tomic, defying fans of a potential epic bout between two powerhouse players. Tomic had initially made the challenge with the hopes of settling who is better once and for all. He suggested it could be either a game of tennis or a boxing match, but no matter what, he was confident that he would come out on top. Tomic had recently lost in the first round of a Challenger Tour event in Mexico, but that didn't stop him from calling out his rival. Kyrgios had other plans though, and politely declined the challenge. He made it clear to Tomic that if he wanted to play him, he would have to work his way up the rankings and prove that he had what it took. "I'm still playing on the tour, my brother," Kyrgios said. "Let's just see your results, stop living in the past, and let's play each other on the main tour." Kyrgios didn't completely rule out the possibility of a boxing match in the future though. He suggested that maybe one day, after he's finished with his career, they could finally settle their differences in the ring. In June of 2022, Nick Kyrgios flipped the script and fired back at Bernard Tomic. He claimed that his former Davis Cup teammate is not relevant anymore or any good. In a tell-all interview, Kyrgios called out Tomic for being disrespectful and took a few shots at his current financial situation.
Bernard did say he named you and what did you make of Bernard's comments last night?
I didn't see him.
You're unaware of him saying anything?
I don't know what to say. Like, I don't have...
Kyrgios also claimed that Tomic was dead broke. "For someone who actually tried to stand up for him before and actually try and help him out, my family helped him out before. I paid for his flights back from Shanghai because he had no money," Kyrgios said in jest, adding, "For him to come out and attack me is extremely disrespectful, I think." Kyrgios also highlighted his attempts to stand by Tomic in the past and how they were unappreciated. The Australian tennis star has always been on good terms with many of his fellow athletes, but it seems that he won't take any disrespect disrespect from former friends like Tomic. Nick went on to say that even if Bernard does manage to organize the match, Nick will still want 95% of the cut, claiming that no one is watching it for him anymore. The drama reached a new level when Bernard responded on Instagram. He posted a clip of his face on Will Smith's body and Nick Kyrgios' face on Chris Rock's body, recreating the infamous Oscar slap. With the picture he posted of a screenshot of an article where Nick was quoted calling him dead broke, along with the caption, "Seriously? WTF? Why are you throwing cheap shots, Nick boy?" In October of 2022, Nick Kyrgios and Bernard Tomic reignited their bitter feud. It had been 4 years since Tomic's last tournament win in 2018, and it felt like he was determined to prove something when he took out the M15 Cancun title on September 12. His victory launched him up to world number 660, which was a significant improvement from his lowest point of world number 825 back in August. Meanwhile, Kyrgios has been enjoying one of his best seasons on the court, having won the Washington title.
There we go. The Australian has been putting on a show all week here in the capital.
He also reached the final of Wimbledon and the quarterfinals of the US Open, all while climbing back up to world number 20. It all started when Kyrgios was asked in an Instagram live video whether an exhibition match against Tomic would take place, to which he responded, "TBH, don't think I want to make him relevant anymore. I'm not gonna bother with someone 800 in the world, but all the best." Tomic took this as an opportunity to fire back, and commented, "Just a matter of time before I see you, Nick boy. #obsessed, #scared." He was also confident that he would be able to make it back into the top 100 very soon. It almost seemed like this feud had reached a point of no return. However, when news broke that Kyrgios would be undergoing knee surgery, Tomic took a moment to put their differences aside and wish his longtime rival well. In an unexpected show of support, Tomic posted on his Instagram story, "Despite our differences, we go way back," adding, "Wish @King Kyrgios a quick recovery. Hope to see him back on the circuit soon." Kyrgios responded with a simple but appreciative, "Cheers, bruh." Kyrgios had been feeling discomfort in his knee for some time prior to the Australian Open. An MRI scan revealed a cyst, and it became clear that surgery was the only way to move forward. Rather than play through the pain in Melbourne, Kyrgios made the tough decision to opt out of the tournament and head into surgery instead. He later shared an update on Instagram stating, "Surgery complete. I'll be doing everything I can to get back to my best." And that was the Kyrgios-Tomic feud.